What's up, people? Another session, another live video. After tolerating Adam being drunk for 2 hours yesterday, we are back with another video now on Beyond the Post. That was on Arsenal FC fans. And I have with me my guests for another FPL show, which is going to be about midfield defenders. Before I get it all wrong and feel drunk as well, it's going to be about defenders. Why do I keep getting calls at the wrong time? Unfortunately, can't help it. No, my ex-girlfriend is not pregnant. And yes, we need to get into a few things related to FPL before I get into that and into my guests. See this again. So before I get into that, big up to you, Jahid. Big up to Khan. And Jahid is saying, can I join? You guys want to have Jahid on? Have you ever done a show before with Jahid? I don't know. Simpy, let me introduce my guest first and let's get into that then. My guests, Simpy and John. Simpy, where can people find you? And have you guys done a show with Jahid before?
First of all, you can find me just here. So type this into Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and you'll find PL stuff and also FIFA 21 stuff coming soon. And no, I've not done a show of Jahid. I know he wants to come on and do some FPL stuff because obviously season kicks off on Saturday. So yeah.
Okay, Jahid, what we'll do is we'll have you on for the next show definitely, because right now, as you can see, it's all haywire. I need to take calls, I need to do this show, and a lot of things on my mind as well. So let's quickly go through this. And big up to Kevin, the boy who's found his way back home finally. Big up to you, Kevin. Hopefully, when I said boy, I meant the clean shave. And my guest number 2 on the show right now is John. And John, where can people find you and what you got planned up for the upcoming weeks? Big up, Liam.
Yes, you can find me on Revenite Space FC. I'll be doing some gaming videos actually a week from today when I move back home, probably maybe shortly after that, depending on how things go. But I'll do gaming videos and football videos to be coming back. So yeah, looking forward to that. And as Kevin reemerges from RedTube, I reemerge on the FPL channel. So thanks a lot, Ritesh.
I think Kevin didn't just re-emerge from red tubes, but he re-emerged from something more red as well.
He probably got banned. He got banned for using it too much.
The in and out reference goes a lot there, coming in and out of few things. But yes, so big up to Kevin as well, and good to see you back. And big up everyone. Liam is saying, and Khan is saying he lost 12 substitutes away from you yesterday. Why did YouTube do that? YouTube is mean. But no, can't complain about it. It's just YouTube. And Kevin is saying Sims back home, I guess.
Yeah.
I think Kevin's been stalking Simpy a lot. He knows. A lot of people were asking you different window, but Kevin knows exactly where you are. So big up to Kevin as well, and big up to Liam as well. And yes, so let's get quickly into the topic. The topic in hand is very simple. It's again about FPL, as you guys must have seen the title. Now, yesterday we did the 5 goalkeepers. We had a few differences here and there. Like Simpy had his 5, John had his 5, and it went a bit on and off. And I have no idea where Sankalp is right now. But if he's watching, definitely do hop on at some point of time on one of the shows as well. And Liam is saying, I'm 38 off of 1K. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. He's already on 1K subscribers. So big up to you on that as well. You can probably ask a few of them to subscribe my channel as well, and Simpy's and John's as well, once you get that 1K mark. But yes, so the topic in hand right now is about 5 top defenders that you would recommend to any FPL players who would want to pick defenders this season. I know there are a lot of defenders, a lot of top players, but let's start off with the twist. I know you guys have your 5 ready. Name any, let's start off with Simpy. Simpy, can you name any 2 defenders or maybe 3 defenders that you would not want anyone to pick? Not want anyone to pick this season.
What? Could not want them to pick because they'll get points?
No,
not like terrible. He means like
terrible.
Stay away from this defender.
David Luiz.
Okay. And
who do I think is going to concede a lot of goals? What's that guy? Isn't there a guy from Villa who picked up quite a lot of yellow cards, and obviously Villa conceded a ton of goals as well?
You think about Engel?
Possibly.
Was it Target or Engel or Minks?
No, it wasn't Mings. Mings did all right.
Well,
it was another one. He kept picking up yellows.
You think about that guy that like scored a goal and then did a mistake and then cost them the game after that.
Oh yeah, that's it. I can't remember. It was a new signing.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Engel. Yeah.
Yeah. So him, probably David Luiz, because he's giving away penalties, silly yellow cards. I know he's done a bit better. What other team?
Chelsea defenders, Man City defenders.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, probably like Zuma or someone like that. Zuma's always a bit of a. He does pick up yellows as well, and Chelsea conceding.
Okay, and going to John, Jahid is saying Mustafa, in short, Mustafi. But I think he's improved for sure. He's improved there. Let's not pull his leg. He's already injured. But yes, John, 3 defenders that you would. Kevin, one sec. Kevin is saying entire Spurs defense. But yeah, so John, 3 defenders that you would not want anyone to pick because of terrible form this season in FPL.
Yeah, so I agree with the Chelsea defense. So I'm going to go Rudiger because he's been terrible and he's been getting worse and worse. So I wouldn't go with Rudiger. I would. Let me see. Probably I'd agree. Probably I'd probably agree with Simpy and say Engel, and I'm gonna throw a little spanner in the works because I don't think people are gonna agree. But just to make my fraudiola opinion, I'm gonna go with the fridge Harry Maguire. Stay in jail, mate.
Okay, I think if I had to pick 3 worst ones, I think I would pick David Luiz overall based on what he's done, conceded so many penalties. I think another one would probably be Aurier from Spurs.
It's a good shot.
That guy will play decently in one game and mess things up in the other. In terms of maybe a third defender, that is Jenkinson still in the Premier League? Okay. In terms of a third defender that I would let me think. Wolves, Spurs. I went for Spurs. Aurier. I went for David Luiz. Maybe Otamendi. I don't want anyone to pick Otamendi because if that guy has the ball, then he's gonna do some stupidity on the ball. And yeah, Jahid I'll go quickly into the comments as well. Jahid is saying Kolasinac. Definitely, he's also one right up there. And Liam, I'm gonna sub to you 4 accounts. Okay, I don't want to get into the 4 accounts thing. And Jahid is saying big up Timu Pukki. Got sacked, relegated. In fact, sorry, not sacked. And Sam is saying West Brom and Fulham. I think he's talking about their defenders, and West Ham defenders will ship goals. And again, Liam is saying West Brom defenders. And Jahid is saying Mustafi.
Yeah, I think I had a crazy stat that West Ham have shipped 60 goals in the last 3 seasons or something, and they haven't bought a defender.
Yeah, I think they are relying a bit on David Moyes. I think they trust in him. Moyes we trust. In Moyes we trust. But yes, so coming back to the seriousness of the topic, see, we know the problem is that a lot of attackers give us a lot of goals and they give us a lot of points. And they are the ones who change things around in a lot of games, midfielders and attackers. But now the thing with defenders is not every FPL player has enough budget left for his defense. And generally, they tend to put in a makeshift defense, or whatever points are remaining. They divide it into 3 or 4 players and they just try to fill in those slots. So I am hoping that when we get and Kevin is saying Mavropanos, but yeah, I'm hoping when I'm getting the inputs from you guys, I'm hoping you will have also touched on a few cheap defenders that can probably be good for these FPL teams. So let's start off, as Simpy had said that his 5 are ready. Let's start off with your 5, Simpy. So which 5 would you recommend? And can you also put it in the chat so that everyone can easily see it?
Yeah, let me get the private chat.
No, in the open comments section so that everyone also can see the 5 that you have recommended.
We go and then first one I'd go with is pretty much everyone's major one, which is Trent Alexander-Arnold. I know he's probably he is the most expensive defender, but his points for return, gets assists, gets goals, and gets clean sheets. So Trent's up there. Another one is Robertson. Again, costly defender, but again, clean sheet, assists, not so many goals, but he can score. So I'd go with them too. Another one as well is Obviously, now he's moved over to Tottenham. We don't know how it's going to work out, but Doherty is like the cheap Trent Alexander-Arnold again, goals, assists, clean sheets. Another one as well that I liked was Johnny. So Johnny Castro, the other Wolves defender at the other side of the pitch to Doherty. Again, scored a couple of goals, a couple of assists, a couple of clean. One odd for how's form this year, obviously with Ramsdale in goal now over Henderson, but I think he'll still do okay because of while the setup is John Egan. So I think Egan will pick up some points as well, and I think he's been priced up now because of how high he did at the end of the season. So yeah, they're mine. So I'll just quickly write in the chat. So I'll go with Trent, Robertson, Doherty, John, and Egan. There's a couple others as well that I could mention, but they're the 5 that I'm going to put in for my 5.
Okay, that's a good 5. But what I would like to, before quickly address Jahid's comment, he said Bellerin, I think, for trash defenders. But I think Bellerin is not the worst. There are way worse defenders than Bellerin right now. Going into your team, what I will say is I think you have picked good 5 defenders. But if anyone wants to get all 5 of them, then he will really have to compromise on his budget up front and in midfield. And obviously, no one would recommend getting 5 defenders for the back. I mean, 3 or 4 is the maximum that anyone should play in their back line. So, yep. So, yes. And yes, the Simpy said Doherty is now at Spurs. So, unfortunately, that is that. And Kevin is saying that's a very costly fullback, Simpy. Yes, they have been priced up. In fact, they were not this costly last season. FPL has really been fooling around with a lot of things. And Jahid is saying that my goalkeepers are Pope and Martinez. Jahid, just one doubt. I don't know whether Martinez will be starting or not. That is the main doubt that everyone has. And I think Pope isn't playing in game week 1.
Yeah, he's out.
Yeah. So you better be careful about that for game week 1. They're not playing in game week 1 if Martinez doesn't play. You will be left with no goalkeeper there. And yes, with respect to that, now coming on to John's 5. And John, can I know your 5?
So it's going to be a bit boring because my first 3 are the same as Simpy. So Trent, Robertson, Doherty are the first 3. But I've gone a bit different on the last 2. Tried to go for a bit of a cheaper options. But to be fair, Egan is equally as cheap as these guys. But so I've gone for Dunk as my 4th because depending on how Brighton do, it might be a little bit tougher for him to pick up as many points this season. But I still think he's a great centre back, so he should be a steady pick. And I went for Tarkowski, which he was quite solid last season. And Burnley defenders are usually quite easy to pick. Like Ben Mee is also up there in the points as well. So even though he has an injury, so I'd probably not pick him at the start of the season right now.
But none of you went for, and yeah, John, if you can please post those in the chat and the comments as well. But none of you went for a defender like Azpilicueta or.
I thought about it. The only reason I didn't go for him was because he was expensive, and I wanted the 3 fullbacks.
Okay.
In there. That's the only reason I didn't pick Azpilicueta.
It'd be in the top 10 list, but not the top 5 list.
Yeah, he's probably my 6th. If I had to pick a 6th, he'd probably be there. Yeah.
And the Chilwell is another name from Chelsea now. He was at Leicester last season. A lot of people had him. Do you guys rate Chilwell as an FPL pick? Do you think that he should be in your team, or do you think there are so many better left backs than him? Let's start with John. Okay, let's start with Simpy.
I don't know how it's going to work in Lampard's system, but to be honest, one that I've seen a couple of people go with is Kieran Tierney. So I'd probably go Tierney over Chilwell. So I think, is Chilwell still injured at the moment? So we don't know when he's going to come back in.
He has an injury thing, yeah.
So he's going to put Alonso there, and Alonso we know is a bit clumsy. Other than that, left back wise, but right back wise, I know he's injured now, but Ricardo Pereira from Leicester would be good. Then like you mentioned, the Burnley defenders is the cheaper options like Beardsley, Peters.
He was good.
Yeah.
Yep. They were good.
Players like that. Burnley have got good defenders, but then that was the whole thing.
Isn't Peters in Southampton now, right?
No, that's Kyle Walker-Peters. No.
Okay.
Is it?
Oh, it's the same one. He was on loan last season. Now he's been sent to Southampton.
Okay, he's gone back. Oh, right.
So he's now a Southampton defender.
But
is he?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
That's the one from Spurs. The one I'm actually thinking of getting that guy in if that if that Vinagre goes from Wolves, I'm going to get
No,
Kyle Walker-Peters.
Stimpy was talking about Eric Peters, right? The one at Burnley.
You're probably right then.
Yeah, he's different.
But was Peters there as well at Burnley? I think he was, right?
No, he wasn't. Kyle Walker-Peters was at Southampton, right, from Spurs.
No, he wasn't. I'm sure he wasn't there last season. I think this was just. I need to look that up. I swear it was at Burnley because I remember picking him once.
I'm sure it is Eric Peters, like Natasha.
Yeah, he's at Southampton. He signed permanently for Southampton.
Yeah. I know that.
Yeah. So Eric Peters is at Burnley. He's a Burnley player. And yes, I remember this guy as well. Yes, James Justin, who came in for Leicester, he can be a decent shout, because if you don't have money, this season, it's going to be, a lot of people are going to complain by the end of this season that we didn't have enough money to pick good players. Just wait and watch. And yes, Saliba or Gabriel is not going to start immediately. No chance that he'll start immediately, but because he's not even trained with the team. But Saliba can be a good shout, but immediately, I don't think so. Give the Arsenal fans a bit of time. You know what we can do at the back when it's not our day. And Walker-Peters, that is Peters, Peters. Walker is in Southampton. Yes, he is. He went there from Spurs on loan, and he's now signed permanently. There's a difference. The spelling of Peters that you've mentioned, Rishabh, is for Eric Peters, who's in Burnley. The other Peters is Peters. Anyways, moving on. Yes, Kevin is saying Tarkowski is rated at 50 million. That is good. Simply, he's worth a gamble. Okay, 50 million must be his actual price.
Yeah, he's asking if he's worth a gamble.
Yeah, well, in like real life, West Ham bid like 30 million for him, and they said they want to double, I think. But yeah, I had Tarkowski towards the end of the season, Kevin. And like you said, with Pope in goal, they did do really well. Did keep a lot of clean sheets. I think he's a good option. But then it's like we said, I think there's cheaper options at Burnley that you could get, and then you could use that money elsewhere. But the only thing is, Sean Dyche like swapping players around.
I think he's asking to purchase him. Like he's saying,
he's asking whether it's a gamble to take. See, you could take a gamble, but the thing is, I think Peters gets a lot more chances to also score goals. So I think I would go with Peters instead, because he does create. Or Bardsley was taking a lot of shots in the second half of the season this season that concluded. So those guys are also good shouts. See, the thing is, if you don't have money, you go in for these options. These guys will give you a few clean sheets through the season, but then at the end of the day, if you don't have money, what else can you do? Because if you go for an Arnold or you go for a Robertson or a Van Dijk, you end up losing a lot of money on those guys. They are costly at the end of the day. And Liam is saying my team is McCarthy, Pope. So I think he changed that. And apart from that, he has right now Justin, Vingare, Tierney, and Tarkowski. Good defense. And further, he's saying Saint Maximin.
Yeah, your favorite.
He has to get him in there. Every time.
I think this season it would make sense, because everyone will be trying their best to save money. It's not gonna be a first choice. It's gonna be more of a, like, you don't have an option. It will be like a last resort. Aubameyang and Salah. Look at that. He has Aubameyang, Salah, and Van de Beek and Stephens.
Yeah, Nitesh, there's one shot now actually with St. Maximin. Remember who he's got linking up now? He's got Fraser and Callum Wilson rather than Joel Linton. So there's a chance there he could actually get some more assists.
He could, but then again, Callum Wilson, if he has a season like his last, I don't think so. But Fraser also didn't play.
Wasn't Wilson injured a lot of this last season?
Yes, exactly. So as I said, overall their season wasn't great. Both Wilson and Fraser were injured most of the time. So if they are able to turn that around, then yes, he could have more assists. But if not, then it could be again a repeat of the last. See, the thing with FPL is FPL doesn't give a damn about injuries. They just see whether the player is there, he's playing, he's scoring, he's getting assists. As simple as that. So it's all about stats in FPL. And Liam is saying Werner, Vardy, and Brewster. How much money do you have? How can you have?
Yeah, how has he got? That team is insane. I bet they just gave Liam like an extra 50 million or something. I think he's hacked it.
Liam got an extra 50 million for 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, my team's pretty. I'd say my team's pretty dope as well. I mean, like I managed to fit, but all three of those centre backs. You said that sorry, wing backs that you said were expensive, and I've got Aubameyang, Son, Havertz, Werner, and Ings. So I mean,
So we will get into some of those things on Simply
yeah.
Show the entire team. So which three are your current backline in your FPL team?
On mine, I've got Arnold, Robertson, Doherty, and Egan is my backline.
Okay, that's a good shout. So, and you have still managed to get how many more expensive players in midfield?
Three. I mean, well, the ones on my bench are definitely second string players. But
Okay.
Aubameyang, Son, and obviously and Havertz are quite expensive. So
Yep. And one more thing. So if any of your players don't play, then you will be in trouble.
Yes.
Right?
My bench
Yeah,
is in trouble. Yeah.
Your bench is deadwood, as dead as Ozil's career.
Yeah.
See, that is the risk you take. That is the risk you take. A lot of people like to play first team players, even on the. Fuck that! I'm about to sneeze. A lot of people like to keep first team players even on the bench, even if they
Yeah.
don't regularly get good points, but at least they will play. And if they get an assist or a goal or a clean sheet, it's an added bonus.
And there's no way he'd put Havertz on the bench right after spending that much money on him, right?
I don't believe so.
No.
He may want to give Havertz more time to train. He may bring him on as a substitute for game week 1, but
Oh,
Werner
God.
will definitely play. Remember that one thing. And yeah, one more thing. Pulisic is right now injured. So how long Havertz lasts in that team will also depend on how well Werner plays and how the other players are playing. He may have to drop one of them. Maybe I think he may start with Tammy in the game week 1 and then drop Tammy completely for Werner and Pulisic and Havertz on either side. So that could also be there. Zayat could also be a player coming in because Zayat has been training a lot. So it's all going to be based on the start.
Yeah, that might need a new nickname, Fraud Pod.
Fraud pod.
But yes, Liam, one thing, Liam has gone for Van der Beek as well, which is still a new signing. I think he's done it because of the pricing. Anyway, so moving on, we will discuss those things in the midfield and the attack shows. And who's your goalkeepers? That is what happened. He's asking. Liam is saying I have 1 million left.
What?
He definitely used the cheat code.
Yeah, he's got the cheat code. Send me that later, Liam.
And and Kevin is asking, will Maitland-Niles at an RB good shout? He's not going to start. Trust me. As long as Bellerin is in the club, he's not going to start. The only place he could actually start is left wing back. I think that is the place he can start right now.
Yeah, there's stuff to say there. There's Kolasinac linked to Schalke and Bellerin linked to PSG. So if they actually go free, obviously got until October the 1st or whenever it is. So there's still a long time. That's still somewhat like 4 or 5 game weeks done. 3-4 game weeks done. So
and Bellerin will keep starting at right B till then. And left centre back will be Tierney, and maybe left wing back will be. That is what I get the feeling, because Willian right, Aubameyang center, Lacazette center, and I get the feeling that Aubameyang left. Yeah, I don't think Pepe will also start.
Is he going to keep with his 3 at the back even on all games? Is he going to keep with it for all the games?
I think this season, yes. I think this season, most of it, yes. He's not going to transition into that 4-3-3 this season. Next season, he'll have Saliba and Gabriel and hopefully Chambers and Pablo Mari also not injured. So I think next season he'll try to go for that 4-3-3.
Well, you may be right, because he's not allowing Holding to go on loan. So that means he needs more defenders for his 3 at the back. Yeah,
he does, because of the fact that these guys are injured. Chambers is injured. Mustafi is injured. If these guys were fit, then he would have probably said, Holding, you can go on loan, because we got 33 odd players. We need to register 25, but they're injured. Chambers, I think Chambers is going to come back before the end of the year, around that time. And Mustafi may be taking another couple of months at least, maybe a month or so. So let's go on to the other comments that are coming in. He forgot about he took out Salah for Havertz. John, any comments on that?
I mean, I don't blame him. I took out Salah as well, so I can't say anything.
And Rishabh is saying, Zayat will play, right? I think based on what I've seen so far, I think Zayat should start. Havertz should be a substitute. Simply, what do you think?
Well,
Oh,
the
sorry,
whole
John.
thing is-
Okay,
Go on, John. Tippy.
go on.
I was just
Either one
saying
of you.
about the Nations League. So I
Yeah.
don't think Morocco. I think it's from Morocco, isn't he? Is it
Yeah.
Morocco? Yeah, Morocco. I don't think they've not played any games or any friendlies, etc. So Ziyech, like Nick said, he's been at Chelsea training constantly. So I think that's a fair shot. I think he'll start.
I think for me, I'm not so sure. I think he's the most risk of getting benched. I think Havertz with his price tag is going to be he's going to be incentivized to start him. So I think he has the most. I think Natasha's right. Werner has the most chance of starting for sure. But I think Havertz is next after.
Yeah, I think if suppose Werner gets benched, he'll be telling Frank, "You fucking moron! I left Leipzig early to come to play for Chelsea. I came here, I ditched them in the Champions League. I trained here just to be benched in the first game. Are you like serious?" So I don't think Werner is getting benched in that first game. So I think that guy is definitely on a pick list if you want to take him. Jahid is asking, what about Cedric? I have no idea why he has that 4-year deal. There are certain deals which I did not understand. One was the Matic 3-year deal. This is another one. If you are keeping Bellerin, if you're keeping Niles, what is even Cedric doing there? Simpy.
Stealing 11.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. Yeah, Gina, I wouldn't touch any Arsenal defenders apart from Tierney, to be totally honest. If you have to use any Arsenal defenders, that's the only one I'd use at the moment, just until we know who's playing. And then, like we said, in the October window, if we know Bellerin's going, if we know Glasnach is going, then there might be a chance. Because I think Cedric can actually play as centre-back as well, but I don't think he will because we've got about 80 centre-backs at the club anyway. So,
Yep. And one more thing, we don't even know who is going to be the first choice goalkeeper. That is another mystery.
Yeah.
John, what do you think? Any point of time, do you think Cedric will even come into the team and become a first choice regular?
Yeah, I was leaning that way like end of last season, but now I'm back to like not having a clue. Like it all depends on whether you're going to sell Bellerin or not, and it feels like they don't want to sell him because they're not even talking up the rumors or anything. It's just so quiet. So
yeah. We don't need. It's our first choice striker as well. Eddie Nketiah starts over Lacazette.
Oh, don't get me started on that.
Is that as well?
Don't get me started on that stupidity. I even put it in that video.
He scored a hat trick with the under 23s in the test. Do you care?
No, I don't care. You know the same thing. I was again watching a show. It was, I think, Kyron's show that they were talking about this guy who's the Dutch guy. The Dutch guy at Manchester City, a young defender. I think he's a defender.
Okay.
No, not Ake. I think he's a young defender or he's a midfielder. I don't remember. He's a young kid, young prospect, Dutch prospect, who went up to Pep's house or Pep's office and he told him, "Pep, I want to play. Either you let me play here or you send me out on loan." I don't remember the name. I can't recall the name. So he did that. So the same thing now. You know why? Because he was getting regular time in the under 21s, but he wasn't being called on to the first team. Now the same thing. Eddie Nketiah can score 10 goals in an under 23 game. He can score 10 goals in an under 21 game. If he's not doing it in the first team, I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. And why does your name appear as Sex God, Daniel?
Say what?
Yeah, I thought I'd put that in as a bit of a laugh.
Kevin, Daniel has dedicated his name to you. So yeah, I was saying if Eddie Nketiah does not perform for Arsenal, I don't care what he does in the under 23s. I respect the fact that he's scoring definitely good goals, but the fact is that he needs to do it for Arsenal. I am not bothered about whether England under 23 wins the World Cup, their World Cup or not. If they do, that's great. If he's player of the tournament, that's great. If he comes back to Arsenal and he's being bullied around by everyone apart from the under 23 players, then I don't give a damn. Then he's not going to be in my team. And right now, I think Lacazette is a more physical striker than Eddie Nketiah, and he deserves to start this game at least. Eventually, we can probably switch to Aubameyang at the center. maybe Pepe on the right and Willian maybe going on to the left, or Pepe on the left and Willian on the right, something like that. That can be the future thing. But right now, I would say if Nketiah is an option, definitely picking Lacazette over Nketiah.
Yeah, Lacazette's a better player at the moment.
Yep, definitely.
I think I found out your guy's name. Philippe Sandler.
Sandler.
Yep.
That sounds like a pro clubs player.
He's on loan right now, so you yelled at Pep and put him on loan.
Where did he go on loan to?
Does it say here?
Somewhere Azerbaijan or somewhere like that.
It doesn't say. I'll look up his actual name because I'm on he's
not on loan. He's not on loan. He was on loan at Anderlecht. I can see that for the last season, 1920.
Oh yeah, maybe it doesn't make any sense. It says he's on loan on the Man City website, but Nathan Ake is there. So they updated Nathan Ake, but didn't bother updating Philippe Sandler on their website.
No wonder he's gone for Pep's bald head. No wonder he's gone for his head.
Yeah, you're right. Anderlecht, yeah.
Yep. And Rishabh is saying, who will be the best 4.5 million defender? Do we have any 4.5 million defenders left? Are there any such defenders? I thought they're a myth now, like all the good ones at least.
There's still some good ones.
Can you tell us about any?
There's three that I think will be good this season.
Bardsley's in there, which you mentioned before.
Yeah, that's one of the three. Other one's Peters.
Yeah.
Okay.
Eric Peters. And the third one that I think is going to do good this season is Kyle Walker-Peters.
Okay. So the Peters are dominating now.
I think Kyle Walker up as well in the season. So I'd get him now.
Yep. So the Peters are dominating now. Reminds me of Family Guy.
Yeah. Family Guy.
I've not seen the show, but I know the Peter name because I've seen a lot of memes.
They're not all as fat. They're not all as fat as him.
Big up to the fat people in the chat as well. And yes, going on to Somik's comment, what's your view on Kai Havertz? At 8.5 million, he might become a great option. The problem is, where will you get money? Where will you get 8.5 million? Look at the players and the budgets that are there. I have two players. I have Aubameyang and Mane. And it's a headache for me now. Both are 12 million. 24 million gone in two players. Imagine that. And both midfielders. The worst part.
That is expensive as well. Like the Fantasy League have really fucking made it difficult. Like when I was trying to pick my team as well, they made it absolutely horrendously difficult. So I just flipping picked what I thought was best, and I'm probably going to change it like the first, the first week, once the first game week is over. But they made it so difficult. They've upped the price, which has made it more difficult, and still kept it as like 100 million, which is ridiculous. How are you supposed to build a team with that?
Daniel, just one thing. I agree with you on that, but your camera is a bit towards on the higher side. If you can get it a bit down, it would actually show you complete. Yeah, better now. Yes. And yeah, so guys, do you have any space? I know John has space for Kai Havertz. He's gotten him in. But Simpy, do you think there is space for Kai Havertz in your team, or do you have the budget for him?
I could get him in, but I just don't know at the moment. Like the whole thing about starting, is he going to start? I've gone for players that I know will start. There's ways I could get him out. Like I could take Salah out and then get him in and upgrade some other positions. But at the moment, I don't know.
Can I ask a question?
Yep.
Sorry, because I know I'm sort of like massively late. I'm later than a fucking pregnant woman. Can you read out your teams for me just so I know what they are like?
Okay, so let's go with Simpy's team. He can just read it out quickly once.
So it is a draft at the moment. So I've gone with goalkeepers: Nyland, Defender, Braithwaite, Ayling, Justin, Trent, and Vinagre.
Right.
Then midfielders: Aubameyang, Salah, Curtis Jones, Son, and Souček. And then my forwards is Timo Werner, Mitrovic, and Danny Ings. So
He's gone for Mitrovic.
That's not a bad team. Yeah, that's not a bad team. What about
Not bad.
yours, John?
All right, so mine, I've gone with Martin. I've gone with Ramsdale as my main keeper. Martin, the West Ham Martin is my second keeper. I've got Robertson, Alexander-Arnold, Williams, Egan, Doherty. I've always had problems saying that name. Got Aubameyang, Bissouma, Romeo, Son, Havertz, and then I've got Werner, Ings, and Obafemi. My strikers.
Yeah, the only thing wrong with Simpy's team is that Vinagre sounds like kind of reminds me of Viagra.
That's not a bad. That's not. A
And
bad,
Adam Stupid.
That's not a bad. That's not a bad team.
Yeah.
Team.
You got to do a lot of fiddling, and then like Natesh said, my bench is absolute wank. But you know,
That's what she said. A lot of fiddling
my
and
bench is pathetic because I spent so much on the midfield. All the money went into the midfield. And
Exactly.
defense.
Exactly,
All the
that
money
is
went
it.
into the midfield and defense, and I literally fucked up everywhere else.
yeah,
Like,
Daniel doesn't like to do it on the bench. He likes the warm sofa.
get on the bench, mate. It's fucking uncomfortable.
you know the good thing about Vinagre is on the way up, isn't he?
Aqua Lagua is saying that anyway I could get my team reviewed from the best FPL experts on YouTube. I don't know about being the best experts, but the craziest ones definitely we are, and I will take that credit to our name. But yes, what I can tell you is you can send the team that you have to Simpy here, Simpy141, and when we are doing the final team reviews, we can at that point of time definitely have other teams as well, because right now we are going on a trend. When we started off with goalkeepers, now we are in the defense. Tomorrow we do midfielders, and the day after that we do attackers or forwards, and then on the 10th we do the entire draft and the final team. So that is at that point of time we can definitely review your team as well. We'll be doing it as a collaboration between two channels. So going on to the next comment, Jai is saying don't think Zayak will play. Let's see what happens there. Jai is saying my back three, Nitish, Simpy, and John. we are finally in someone's team. And Aqua is saying Morocco haven't played any Nations League matches. Wonder why Morocco is in Africa.
Yeah, that's why
Yes.
I said at the end I changed it to friendlies. I got that
Yes.
in there because I knew someone would pick that up.
Yes, exactly. And Jahid is saying, shall I change Martinez and bring on Leno? We have
No
one can actually predict who's going to start.
Avoid Arsenal keepers. Just do it. It's not worth it. It's not worth getting 0 points.
I've avoided Arsenal keepers.
Yeah.
If you want to keep Martinez as a backup, keep him as a backup, because after the first game you'll know whether he's going to actually be playing or not. So you can keep him in your team, but keep him as a backup for game week 1, because after game week 1 you'll have a clear idea. Arteta is not going to do a Pep game week 1 Martinez, game week 2 Leno, game week 3 Martinez again. It's not going to be like that. So game week 1, avoid an Arsenal keeper as your first choice. Keep some other keeper there. Once that is you know what's coming in. Yeah, go ahead.
Arteta's listening. He's going to put Macy in goal. Scroll the FPL people up.
Oh my god! There'll be someone that's probably got him.
Yeah, somebody.
Someone triple captured him.
It's mad.
Yep, and going on to the comments, Simpy's fan club in the house. And just a minute, the chats went away quickly again. And big up to you, Daniel, as well, from Jahid. Aqua is saying, is it just me or does the guy who have joined look high? I don't think Daniel hasn't been drinking right now. Daniel is in his...
No, not a chance. Not a chance.
You guys should have seen Brownie last night. If you see the video...
God. I was watching this.
Yeah, this camera that, because I've come in on my phone, I've not come in on my computer, so this camera is more wonky than Brownie's sex life right now. Do you know what I mean? Like,
no wonder you named yourself Sex God. Anyways, moving on to a serious question from Jahid. Would any of you pick City defenders in your fantasy? Not in my fantasy, maybe in my fantasy team. But coming to Simpy, would you pick any City defenders for game week 2? Because obviously they don't play in game week 1.
Probably not, because I know that Wolves give them a torrid time. They got the double on them last season, home and away. The only players I'd probably pick, I'd pick other options, but if someone said you've got to pick 2 City defenders, the only ones I'd pick is probably Kyle Walker had been there just for going forward. And then one I think from 2 seasons ago that did really well points wise was Mendy. But at the moment now we don't know who's going to play, if it's going to be Zinchenko, Mendy, or is Angelino back?
I've got Laporte in my team. I'm going to have to take him out because he's got COVID. He's got COVID, so I'm going to have to take him out because he ain't playing.
Oops, yeah, weeks. Yep, exactly. That is also, and I have seen this story coming in from yesterday. Angelino has agreed personal terms on a 5-year deal with Leipzig.
Okay.
Oh wow. Yeah, then probably not pick him then. Yeah.
I need to fix my defense. It's not great at all, is it? Like, to be fair.
Yep. And Rishabh is saying Justin and Vinagre in 4.5.
So Vinagre is a good shout then, yeah.
Yeah, the only reason about Vinagre is he's linked to a move away heavily, I think, to Porto. So that's why a lot of people.
Oh yeah.
They've also got in that Marcel as well from Lyon.
Yeah, he was the guy. Yeah,
I think he's right back though, not left back or something. So he's an option at 5 million.
Yeah, one more thing. Justin may play the initial weeks, but once Soyuncu and Evans are back, I think they're going to be the first choice again. They're going to be back to their own. I think Ricardo Pereira is also injured, and one more. Chilwell is gone, but Justin, I don't know how many games he's going to play regularly and what kind of formation they will play. They may go to a back 3.
Yeah.
So that could also be.
How old is Evans?
How old
33.
is?
32.
Evans.
Not too sure. I think it will be a back 3, you know.
Yep, I think because they've lost Chilwell now, it will be a back 3. I get that feeling.
They've got that new guy.
Yeah, you're right. 32, 33 this year coming up. So
yeah. He's 32.
Yeah.
Yep. And moving on, both won't start with the new signings. Let's see what will happen. And yeah, Vinagre, everyone, big shout to Vinagre. And Ezekiel is in the house. Big up Ezekiel as well. Bruno or Sterling? Rishabh is asking Bruno or Sterling. Who's going to die more? Who's going to get more penalties?
Bruno.
Question, but
Bruno.
Okay, we won't get into the discussion side of things. We won't get into the discussion right now because we have our midfielder show for tomorrow. But yes, so the verdict is Bruno. And Aqua is saying again, simply for your information, it was called the BPL almost 5 years ago, just called PL now. Yes, the Barclays Premier League, because Barclays was the sponsor. I have no idea what that means, but you can send me the translation later on. I think it's Bengali, I guess. But anyways, big up to you as well, Cesar. And King Louis, big up to you as well, King Louis. Ezekiel is saying Lindelof is very good defense, good speed, good physique, and good marking, great marking. What do you think at Simpy? Simpy, what do you think? You have a new fan from my channel.
Big up Ezekiel. To be honest, I don't. Man United is another team where I wouldn't pick the back line. The only player I had from there before was Brandon Williams, just because that was price. Aaron Wan-Bissaka was a shout as well for going forward, but he's again, Man United I wouldn't touch. Thing is as well, you don't know who's going to be in goal, if it's going to be De Gea or Henderson. I think if Henderson's in goal, I think they might keep some more clean sheets, but I wouldn't. To be honest, I'd go with a different team. I'd go with a completely different team other than Man United.
Yep.
I must admit, Henderson is who I've got as my goalkeeper. So I put him in.
He's not playing in game week 1, Daniel. He's not playing in game week 1.
Yeah, Man United aren't playing. No, Man United aren't playing. They just aren't playing.
Oh, they're not playing?
Yeah, just take him out. Take him out.
Fuck's sake. I told you, it's shit, man. I just picked the team because you don't know.
There's a lot of people missing, Daniel. There's Man City's not playing, Burnley's not playing, Man United's not playing.
Oh yeah, shit, because they were on European duty, weren't they? So when are they playing then?
Next game week, I think. Yeah.
So, shit! Fuck's sake.
Yeah, they're playing on the 19th. Well, that week. Yeah.
Hey, you've got a lottery shot with Laporte and now Henderson.
I know. Fuck's sake! Like, Jesus Christ.
So that is why we haven't considered Lindelof at the moment, because as we said that United and City aren't playing. But yes, if you tune into our future shows, definitely he could be a shout, depending on how Manchester United plays as well. And Aqua is saying that he has sent you his team on Twitter, Simpy. So Good luck with that. And since you posted a funny comment in the private chat, I sent a reply to that as well. You need to start playing with that Aquaman skin a lot more. But yes, so moving on, Daniel, according to you, I will ask you in general, if you have to pick your 5 best defenders of the Premier League from last season, which 5 defenders come to your mind? 5 defenders, top 5.
5.
Yep.
Fuck's sake.
You can think about it just a second. Let me address King Louis. Big up to you as well. And do subscribe to the channel and like the video. We definitely have a lot more shows coming up. Guys, you would be definitely interested. FPL, football, Fortnite, FIFA. I'm even playing Worms now. For fuck's sake, I'm playing Worms now. So there are so many things happening on this channel. Going back to Daniel. Yes. Daniel, your top 5 defenders from the Premier League from last season?
So, what are we in terms of FPL stats?
No, in terms of generally, your 5 best defenders.
My 5 best defenders. So up there is Van Dijk. He's top of the list because he's outstanding. Then Laporte. Then you've got I've got 3 more. Okay, so Wan-Bissaka.
Okay.
Let me think. This is quite difficult, because there's a lot of decent defenders. So I'd even put Ake in there. He's quality. How many is that? How many have I picked?
4. You picked
4.
one.
Okay,
4.
so
You need one more.
Okay, so I've got to pick one more, and then Tierney.
I knew that name was coming. It always has to.
The problem is because you only said 5. That I could have picked a lot more. You had Robertson, but I thought I'd just be a bit biased and go for Tierney.
You didn't go for Arnold as well.
Yeah, but like I said, there's only 5 defenders. I couldn't pick up all the decent.
Sure. And Aqua is saying new signings Castagne and Cash for Leicester and Villa are classified as defenders, are classified as defenders, but are very, and both more RMLM could get a lot of points. Yes, could be the case. Let's see. We will understand what they are doing in game week 1, and we would get an idea about this. First Man City and now this Arsenal fans really do hate us. John is putting a funny comment in the private chat, and Ezekiel is saying who will be the best among the future promises, Haaland or Ansu Fati. Okay, let's quickly pick one. Let's not get into that discussion right now. We'll save it for another show. Simpy, who do you think, Haaland or Ansu Fati?
God. I'm just going to go with the majority and probably go with Haaland.
Okay, and John?
So I'm going to do this kind of quick 2 parts. So I think Haaland will be more successful, but I like Ansu Fati more as a player, so I'm going to go Ansu Fati.
Okay, and Daniel, who do you think will be more successful, Haaland or Ansu Fati?
Haaland.
Okay, I go with Haaland as well, but there is a reason for it, a logical reason. I think Ansu Fati will not get as much time for Spain as Haaland will get for Norway, because Norway he's going to be the undisputed king there. He's not going to have any competition up front unless he really struggles for any reason. But Ansu Fati will have a lot of competition for his places. The second thing is also that Barca are on a very downhill, you can say downhill at the moment. They're going downhill and they need to really turn things around. So he's at Barcelona, whereas Dortmund is scoring goals for fun in the Bundesliga. Even though they may not be winning titles, but they're scoring a massive number of goals for fun. So Haaland definitely has a better, you can say, current situation and stability in terms of his career. But what happens in football, no one can predict that at the end of the day. Anything could happen. Both of them may be equally successful. It could be another Ronaldo Messi coming up. So that could also be the case in 5 years' time. No one knows yet. Going on to King Louis, could you tell me, Simpy, subscribe to him? I am new. Yes, King Louis, big up to you as well. Thank you for subscribing. You can also subscribe to the Blind Gooner, that is Daniel's channel, and you can also subscribe to Revenite FC, which is John's channel. So you will be seeing a lot of us around on all each other's channels. So you can do that as well. His name is Simpy. Yes, his name is Jack Simpson, like the defender from Bournemouth.
Yeah.
And big up to you, Pat, as well.
Simpy,
He
you
loves that-
always get a Simpy, you always get a fan club. You know what I mean? Wherever
Yeah.
you go, you always get a fan club.
Yep,
Yeah,
and
I was just gonna say
and-
he looks like the Milky Bar kid, so you know he's got a little fan club.
And a comment coming in from Richard Tello. I think you are new to the channel as well. And I will just say you're welcome and big up to you. Subscribe to the channel. Thank you. I have no idea what that means. What language that is, I have no idea. Maybe is it Taipei? I have no idea. Or Chinese. And Aqua is saying like a simpy. So big up to you guys as well. So coming like we did yesterday, that with respect to a goalkeeper, now let's go to a defender side of things. Simpy, let me ask you a trick question for all you guys. I'll start off with Simpy. It's not too difficult. If you wanted the price of a defender from the not the top 6 to be lesser, like someone you wanted a defender to be cheaper, not counting the top 6, not counting Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea, Manchester United, the traditional top 6, Arsenal, Liverpool, Manchester United, Spurs, and whom did I miss? City, not counting these 6. If you wanted one of the defenders that you like from any other team to be cheaper, which defender would you think should be cheaply priced rather than what his current pricing is? Like, who's too highly priced right now for you? Any defender that you see and you think this guy is damn overpriced, this pricing does not suit his performance level or whatever.
That's everyone. Nah. Well, the thing is, I was going to go with Tarkowski, but we've already mentioned it like throughout the show. There's all the other Burnley defenders get a better return for goals, assists, and clean sheets. Other than that, I'm just looking at the list. I can't. In the top, outside of the top 6, I suppose John Egan's gone up a lot. Actually, that's a bit. So they've got Ender Stevens and I think George Baldock. They've got him at 5.5, and they've got Egan, who probably
At 5, yeah.
Yeah, they got him at 5. So that could be an option. Pereira and Johnny. They're a couple as well. Obviously, Pereira's out injured at 6 million there. That's still quite a high price for someone who's injured.
And haven't they changed Baldock and Lundstrom from defenders to midfielders now?
No, they're still. Oh wait, Lundstrom, yeah. Baldock's still a defender.
Okay, so those guys are still there. John, if you feel apart from the top 6, any defender that comes to your mind who's overpriced? Sorry about that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I've seen the one that I can see that jumps out is this is like a borderline that probably reduced him by 0.5, but Van Aanholt is 5.5 and he's kind of middle of the road. So I think 5.5 is a bit expensive for him. I'll probably put him down to a 5, but that's the only one I can see. But yeah.
Okay, fair shout. Daniel, any defender that you think is okay? Have you seen the FPL draft right now, Daniel, on the website?
I've looked at it obviously when I just randomly picked my team.
Okay.
But I haven't really looked at the prices to be quite honest.
Okay.
So I'll have to go and check that out.
Okay, let me modify the question a bit for you. Any defender apart from the traditional top 6 that you feel is overrated?
Overrated.
Yes.
I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. As you can tell, I'm well prepared for this. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. Without giving that some thought.
Anyone from Wolves or Watford? Watford has now gone anyways. Anyone from any other teams? Like, yeah. Okay, any defender that you feel is overrated right now? Forget the top 6. Any defender in the Premier League.
Oh, I've got a quality one.
Yeah,
after Daniel's
probably.
one.
Probably Duffy from Brighton.
He's gone now.
He's gone now, though.
Is he gone?
Okay.
He's at Celtic. He's
Fuck's
he's
sake.
still
Celtic, yeah.
Every time just catch Daniel out. It's like,
As you
No,
can
but that's
tell,
okay.
as you can tell, I'm fucking
Yeah.
prepared for this. I'm
No, that's
prepared
okay.
Like a blooming...
Because we're discussing based on last season. I can understand if you're saying Duffy you feel is overrated. And John, what's your pick? You were saying you had a good
I've got quality one. Lascelles from Newcastle. He's way overrated. He's nowhere near as good as people hype him up to be.
Okay, and Simpy, do you have a name as well? Overrated defender? John Stones, maybe?
John Stones. So, who was it? Alonso? Marcus Alonso?
Is he overrated? People call him shit.
Well,
Well, he's overpriced. He's 6.0 on FBL. So,
Yeah, but he's also in the top 6.
yeah. Well, that too.
Yeah.
That too.
Okay, that's okay. We can go on with the next question that we have from Jaid. Would you guys take anyone from Leeds? And would you take any Leeds defender?
I don't know. I kind of want to. I want to see how they do first.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. I think it's too early to like.
Yeah, for
go
me, I
for
want to
Leeds
see how
defender.
Leeds do, because at the moment, like, it's hard to say.
Yeah,
at the
and they
moment.
play
To be
and they
honest,
and they play us first as well. Remember, so
Yeah, they'll probably
Yeah, I
get
think
a
for game week
battering.
1, for game week 1, don't take any risk with any Leeds defenders and just see how they play. Based on the performance, then you can go for them. And the other thing is, Daniel, remember, Leeds top 8 finish. Remember.
Yeah. Listen, I'm sticking by that. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm sticking by that. Leeds will finish in the top 8.
I've not heard the Ursel song yet.
Leeds will be yeah, that's because I had everyone together.
Kevin is now coming back for that Ozil song. He's only coming back for the Ozil song.
Jesus
yes, let's
Christ,
move-
this guy's had more comebacks than Take That. Do you know what I mean? When's it? He was meant to be coming back.
And Jaid is saying, do you think Holding and Chambers will both leave? Let me quickly address this. I think Chambers can't leave because he's injured, and Holding wants to leave. But as Simpy said, that Arteta doesn't want to let him go right now because of the injuries to the centre back. So we got a lot of centre backs, but a lot of injured centre backs. Coming on to Aqua, is there a league for like viewers and you guys?
Yeah.
League, in the sense, if you're asking about an FPL league, I think Simpy and Daniel can put their FPL codes in the chat as well. It's a free league. I got a paid one. So that is that.
Yeah.
And Mustafi overrated. Obviously, he was saying, Ezekiel is saying, what do you think about the statistics that are given to players in a FIFA video game? I think it's done based on what they feel was the previous season's stats. And that is how they upgrade and update how you use them. So we will keep that for another show probably. We'll have a long discussion on it. Johnny Evans was overrated, I think, according to some. And Evans from Leicester.
That's a good shout.
Injured again. Matip overrated. Stones. Oh, big up to you guys for putting in all the names. Arsenal play Fulham first. Yes, exactly. And what is the name of Simpy's channel? Simpy141. And I would play this team: Leno, Tierney, Gabriel, Mustafi, Niles, Xhaka, Torreira, Elneny, Aubameyang, Martin. Who's Martin?
Martinelli.
Martinelli.
Changed, the autocorrect changed it.
Oh, Martinelli. It became Martinelli. Okay. And
He's
Pepe.
injured.
He's injured and obviously can't play Xhaka, Torreira, and Elneny together.
And
So
also,
no,
God, imagine that.
El Nenny's not going to play. El Nenny's not going to play now that Ceballos is back.
I think Ceballos will not start first game. I think he'll start. He'll come on off the bench for the first game. I get that feeling.
I think he'll start. No, I think he'll start because it was funny how he'd only been in the UK like a while. I think it was like a day or two, and he threw him straight into that friendly against Villa.
Does he have to quarantine, or is it not one of Spain?
Elite bubble.
Well, apparently not because he was in that game.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, you are right. He did play the friendly. Yeah.
He was part of the Real Madrid squad, I think, for the friendlies, and that is why he was tested at that point of time. King Louis is saying, I think Saliba. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Do you lot think that? Does any of you lot think that Arsenal will play any of the new defenders like Gabriel Saliba. And the only reason I'm asking that as well, do you reckon would you guys put any of them into your team? Like,
I wouldn't. I think that Arteta's gonna stick with the defenders he already has tried, because I'm assuming he's trying to work them into the system, so he probably wants to have some time on the training ground. So I'm assuming they won't start for a month or two, I think.
Yes, and that is the same thing that I was also saying, that that Gabriel hasn't played, he hasn't trained. So that is the thing. Without training, I don't think Arteta is going to get him into the team. But Saliba, yes, he has been training and he has been playing. So he could be there.
I was going to ask you guys, what do you think about all the Lord Xhaka praise? He's going to sign a new 4-year deal. No, I'm joking.
Yeah.
To the international game.
People putting clips of that pass over and over, like Arsenal fans do, replaying the same clip 100 times.
If Xhaka signs a new deal, I'm giving up on football altogether.
Well, there's a lot of fans on Twitter. It's all forgiven. He's a new player, Daniel.
Daniel, you can always do cricket. Daniel, you can always do cricket videos for my channel. I'll be there for you. Don't worry.
Cricket bores me. Cricket bores me unless I'm playing it. Like, I don't like watching cricket. It's just
he is going to extend his contract, but it's not going to be 3 or 4 years. Definitely, they will. Knowing Arteta, he will extend. Even if it is for the purpose of selling him, he will extend his contract.
Well, Daniel, you don't even enjoy. I enjoy one-day games. I can't watch Test match cricket. That shit. Like 5 days is way too much, or 4 days.
I don't enjoy half an hour cricket, let alone 1 day cricket.
Wow.
So one more thing quickly, going back to the topic, Lewis was asking, do you think Saliba and Gabriel will be a good partnership? Let's not get into that discussion, but yes, I think so. Simpy, yes or no? Quick yes or no?
Yeah, we're good.
And John, yes or no?
I think so. Yeah,
okay, and Daniel?
I think so. With a bit of training, a bit of guidance from Arteta, a bit of help from David Luiz. Yeah, I think there'll be a good partnership.
It can't be any worse.
Yep. So let me quickly go through some of the comments.
David Luiz has not been playing too bad. Like, considering he's had 1 or 2 shit games, but 95% of the time he's actually played okay. But he does have the capacity to fuck up occasionally.
The thing is, the 3-4-3, it hides the incompetencies of these players. It's the formation. It reduces the gap, makes everything more compact, and that is why David Luiz will not get as exposed as he did against Manchester City when the season returned or restarted at that point of time, because it was the
4-3-3.
Yeah,
the 3-4-3 formation, I think, is, considering we do have deficiencies in this team, like you said, Nitesh, I agree with you. It hides the deficiencies, but I actually think it works. And if it works, then you just got to stick with it.
Yep, and the same thing I apply to the Martinez logic as well. If Martinez is working, we're winning games, why change?
Exactly. I think Martinez should start on Saturday. I don't think they should start with Leno. I think it's up to Leno to force his way back into the team. I think at the moment, Martinez should have the number 1 jersey until Leno proves otherwise.
Yep, he needs to improve his distribution. Anyways, quickly going through the chat.
Let me tell you something.
Sure.
Right, just this quick comment before you read out the chats. I can tell you something now, that if Martinez don't start over the next couple of games and they drops him for Leno, he's going to leave. Before the transfer window is out, he's going to leave. Because if I was him, that would be a massive smack in the face. I'd played well, I'd performed in this game, and then you just drop me just because the number 1 keeper's back. If I was him, I'd be pissed if that happens.
Yep. And quickly going through the comments, do you have your own league? Jahid is asking, yes, I do. It's a paid league. And if you want more details, you can either message me on Instagram or Beyond the Post or Twitter. And Simpy put his league code there for his free league. You can join that as well. And
Can you put mine in, Simpy? Can you put mine in, Simpy?
Yeah, sure.
Simpy,
do you know my code?
Yeah, I'll grab it.
Simply, we'll have to do another funny video with you laughing for 5 to 10 minutes. Khan doesn't see you smiling too much.
That was
And,
hilarious.
all right.
That outtake video that me and Simpy
Oh
done.
my god, that was great.
Yep.
The Chapel
And-
Brothers.
And Jahid is asking how was school to Khan. Big up to Khan. And do you think Depay can reach Barcelona? It's already happening. I said this would happen. Koeman will get Depay at Barca. You remember, guys? I said this.
You did
He's
say
already.
that.
I told him he's going to replace Messi. And look what's happening now. People were like, "Oh, fuck off! He's not good enough for Messi replacement or whatever. He's not good enough to play at Barca." And he's been linked with Barca now, and
Yeah.
it's gonna happen. It's
That's
Koeman. Koeman's thinking.
That fucking Messi thing was a fucking disaster, wasn't it? What's the point in doing what he did and then just saying, "Oh, I'm gonna stay"? Like, what a fucking what was the whole point?
I know, right?
Like,
It was
no,
a
I get
it was a,
right?
it was a power play though, right, Daniel? That's why he did
No.
it.
Yeah, but here's the thing, right? And sorry, I know I've just kind of hijacked your stream, Nitesh, with this Messi stuff. But you mentioned in Barcelona. Here's the thing, right? If Messi wanted to leave, right, he could have just said, "Right, I'll sit it out till next season." Why do this now and then come to that conclusion? What's the point? What? Like, if you were gonna make a big shit and make a big shitstorm now, then you should, see it through and leave. But I don't see the logic in making all this big drama and then saying, "Oh, I'm gonna stay."
We will do a dirty.
I don't see it.
Sorry. I was just going to add, we will do a dirty Messi show. But the thing about that was, I think he understood that he had messed up because his contract said that you have to leave by July. And then he put in a transfer request that he wants to leave. Let me leave for free because no one can pay his clause. And eventually it blew up. And yes, we should do a show on this. Definitely, Daniel, you, me, Simpy, John, whoever is interested, maybe Sam is interested, Kevin, whoever wants to come into the show, we can do this on a platform as well, definitely. Right now, unfortunately, the thing is, I'm again getting calls, and that is why I'm in a rush. Aqua is saying again, John's room looks colorful. And Jahid is talking about Khan's school, and Simpy's garden looks nice. They're going on to the background. Sam is saying, my starting defenders are Bertrand, Egan, and Dunk. They are a good choice of defenders, but Bertrand, seriously, I think it's a money crunch, right?
Yeah, it looks like he's absolutely surged all his money in his forward line and midfield because you have no fullbacks there, right? I think Bertrand's the only fullback. And he's not top of the line either.
Yep, and Egan and Dunk are good. Yeah, go ahead, Simpy.
I was going to say I'd rather pick Walker Peters over Bertrand.
Yep, and his backups are Vinagre and Cooper. So Vinagre may be playing, so he could even switch between them. And quickly going on, what are the next comments coming in? Jahid, what's your code? Nitish, I'll text you back on Twitter or Instagram. You can just text me there. Daniel's code is in the chat as well. Simpy's code is in the chat as well, and Sam's code is in the chat as well. 111 liquor. What next? Adam makes his own whore league. What next? And correct, no money for good fullbacks. Yes, we know, Sam. We know how you think.
No, you didn't try it, did you?
Yeah, that's
Did you actually try it?
Jahid actually tried Sam's code. Jahid, he was kidding with you. Did you even see what the code is? It said 111 Willy Liquor. Oh God! And Simpy's house looks like lives in a mansion. Simpy, the fans. I tell you, the fans. And great, you actually tried it. Aqua saying, "Come here, Jahid." Oh, that's great.
Oh no!
And finally, Jahid got it. Oh, that's crazy. But yes, we should leave all these comments for a late night chat, definitely. And yes, I need to be rushing. So what we'll do is, we have discussed a lot of things. One last thing to wrap it up. Simpy, any defender that you feel will be a certainty throughout the season for your team. One defender that you think that you'll never drop throughout the season.
Trent.
Okay, Trent. And yeah, I know. John is celebrating already. John, any defender that you think you'll not drop from your FPL team throughout the season?
I'm going to say Trent, yeah, as well.
Okay, Trent. Okay, Trent for you as well. I need to start asking apart from Trent. Anyways,
Yeah.
Daniel, any defender that you think apart from Trent that you will have in your team throughout the season, maybe?
Well, I wasn't going to say Trent. I was going to say Van Dijk.
Okay, Van Dijk. So everyone is a Liverpool fan now. But that's great. Good. And going into the chat, does anyone play among us? We all play FPL. We all play Ezekiel. We all play FPL. Just contact me on Twitter or Instagram on Beyond the Post, and I can get you connected. You can also see the codes in the chat that they put. And Aqua is also saying Trent. So yes, Trent has a lot of good reputation to keep.
What about you, Nitesh?
I think this season, if I had to pick one defender, let me think about it now.
You mean, yeah, this is not a certainty to leave out, Daniel.
I think David Luiz himself would not be picking himself in his own FPL team or even in his FIFA team. If I had to pick one defender, I would probably say maybe Tierney could be a good shout if he doesn't get injured. That is the only factor that is keeping him in or out of my team. If he doesn't get injured, because I think overall, if you see, since he started performing after the restart, I feel that he was as good as Robertson. Robertson was slightly better with the stats in terms of maybe the chances, the assists, but I think Tierney was as good as Robertson in overall play. So the only problem that he would have is cramps and injuries. So that could be the problem. And one last comment coming in from Aqua. He's saying that imagine having Holding, me, Lee, Long, White, and Coach in your defense. Well, what I can say is, Aqua, you have sent your team to Simpy, so we can definitely have a discussion on that on his show as well on the 10th. Your entire team will be put up on display, and we can have a discussion on that. So is the case with Jahid. And Jahid, we will try to fit you into tomorrow's show. If you can just drop me a text on Twitter as well. So big up to everyone who has joined in. A quick shout out to all of you guys. Simpy, can you start off again and tell people where people can find you and what else is planned on your channel now?
Yeah, sure. So find me on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Just for it'll come. And then I'll be doing, so the FPL full team review will be starting from Thursday, and then they'll be going on every single week. I'll be doing some random Arsenal stuff as well. And then obviously when FIFA 21 comes out at the end of the month, I'll be doing a lot of FIFA 21 videos as well. So yeah, cheers Nitesh, and cheers John and Daniel.
And Aqua, I'll just say what he was saying is, he's saying, imagine having Holding, me, Long, White, and Coach in your defense.
Yeah, I get it. I just read it out.
Yep, the cold is getting to me. Anyways, big up to Jahid as well. And going on to John. John, where can people find you and what are you planning to do on your channel?
Yes, you can find me at Revenite Space FC on YouTube. I'm going to be doing gaming videos and football videos, previews and such when the season comes around and when I move over. So look out for that. And you can find me at TRevenite on Twitter. Yeah, thanks for having me on, Nitesh.
Big up to you as well, John. Big up to Simpy and big up to Daniel. Daniel, where can people find you and what do you have planned for your channel in the future days?
Yeah, so you guys can find me at The Blind Gooner, which is on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. It's pretty straightforward. The Blind Gooner. On my channel over the next couple of days, I'm going to be dropping a few pre-recorded stuff because I don't really have any time to do any live stuff at the moment. So I'm going to I'll be dropping a Premier League predictions video. I'll be doing the top 6 and bottom 3. And then I'm going to be doing a watch along for the Arsenal game, Fulham via Arsenal. And then I've got a few other things in the pipeline, but I'm not going to announce them just yet because I'm still working on the finer details of those. But yeah, do go and subscribe there, and do like the page and follow me on Twitter. I'd really appreciate it.
Yes, big up to all you guys for joining in. And yes, we have another show on Beyond the Post. This is where I get into my speech because 7 are watching, but now 6 anyways. So big up at World Games as well. So this is where I get into my speech kind of thing towards the end of the show. We have another show planned for tomorrow, same time, 9:45 p.m. IST, that is Indian Standard Time, 5:15 UK Standard Time. And what you need to do is you need to tune in if you want to find out which 5 will be the top midfielders. Day after that, we are planning for the top 5 forwards as well. And on the 10th, we switch over to Simpy 141 for the overall review show of your teams, our teams, and the final draft for us on the 12th. And we will also be doing a lot of pre-recorded and edited videos which are coming in from my editor. So stay tuned to the channel. If you're new to the channel, do subscribe as well. Big up to you guys. Have a good day. Be home. Be safe. Take care. And bye. Bye, guys.
Bye.